Welcome to GEA Dairy Farming Insights, the infotainment podcast for the Dairy Farming Network. Join our community that takes you on a journey through the vastness of milk production, your source of knowledge and inspiration in every episode.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of our Dairy Farming Insights podcast. My name is Maren Lüth and I'm your host. Today we have a very special episode about the first and largest DairyProQ installation in the Czech Republic. DairyProQ, the fully automated milking rotary parlor. And with me, I'm happy to welcome Jan Urban, who's the director of the whole farm, and our colleague, Dr. Walter Weimann. Walter is global herd management expert at GEA. I'm starting and handing over to Jan. Please introduce yourself and give our listeners a short idea of your role and your background.
Hi, I'm Jan Urban. I work at the farm 7th year as a director. The farm has about 3,000 hectares of arable land and 500 hectares of meadows. So we mostly produce wheat, rapeseed, corn silage, barley, soybean, and of course some milk.
May I ask where your farm is located in the Czech Republic?
Pretty much in the middle. It's in a little village called Uhelná Příbram.
Yeah, and our second guest is our colleague Walter. Yeah, Walter, please also introduce yourself quickly to the audience.
So my name is Walter Weimann. I work for GEA now a little bit more than 10 years, and mostly I work for herd management for the DairyProQs. So I was member of many starts all over the world. So in US, Canada, China, Japan, and so on, and as well for the preparation and the start here in Uhelná Příbram.
Thank you, Walter. Yeah, Jan, so take us with you and introduce or tell us a little bit about the situation that you thought about changing your milking system and how many cows did you have at that time? What were you milking with and what were the challenges? So why did you think about automation and about a rotary parlor?
We're one of the biggest farms in the Czech Republic when you count the amount of the milking cows. 1,100 cows we are milking every day. Farm is pretty new. It has been built like 11 years ago. And the point why we were looking for a different system of milking was because our old milking system was getting old. So we were looking for something new. We were looking for something automatic, because we had a problem to find the amount of people we needed for milking and for taking care of the cows. So
how many employees did you have before?
Well, quite a lot. About 35 people at the total were working on a farm.
Okay. What kind of ideas did you have?
Yeah, because the problem of the amount of the people who wants to work in agriculture, we were looking for something automatic, so we could make it work with the less people. That was one of the main issues why we decided to go to automatic.
There are different systems, of course, different box systems, but why was it finally the rotary you went for?
For a farm of size like this, rotary was pretty much the only system we wanted to go, because it seemed to us to be way easier than any other systems.
Walter, when you remember back the first time you were in contact with Jan and when you got to know the farm, what immediately came to your mind why this would be the perfect farm to go for a DairyProQ rotary parlor?
When I was here first time, that's already, I think, 2.5 years ago. It was before they started to do the building here. We went through the farm, through the barns, and I saw the cows, and I thought, this is a nice farm for our DairyProQ, because the cows looked really good. The production was really good. And for me, the management completely was good. So that I thought, this will be one of the farms we can show later.
So, yeah, of course, you have the glasses from a herd management perspective. And This is one of the key points to take good care of and make sure the preconditions are very well here. So with which system did you milk then in the past?
So we used the system side by side, 24 places. We were able to milk the cows 3 times a day with 3 people at each shift.
So when you had taken a look, obviously, at different systems and wanted to be closer and go for the DairyProQ, what were the steps here? Did you visit different farms around the world, or how did you finally make up your mind to go with this automated rotary system?
Yes, we visited a couple farms. There is a few farms with rotaries like this in Czech Republic, or they were already done and they were already milking on them. So one of them was in Petrovice, and they had a really good experience. We really liked the system because it was all automatic. The cows were pretty happy with the system. Everything was going smooth. So I think the final decision was after we talked to guys from Petrovice, and they show us how the system really works, and that the system really works and works the way we want it.
Walter already mentioned that obviously your herd was in a very good condition and your herd management practices already fit very well, of course, to switch to such a new system. What were the main adaptations you needed to do, or how did you prepare the herd to be ready to transition to the new automated system?
When the decision was made, we started to select some cows so they could be actually milked on the automatic system. So there were some cows with the crossed teeth and stuff like that. So we had to do some selection and preparation, but it wasn't really much of the work, or it wasn't that big part of the herd. It wasn't very hard preparation. The biggest issue was how to fit a new building to our farm, because there wasn't space for it, so we had to take down some things and build it inside of our farm. And we had to continue milking on the old parallel all the time until the new is totally finished. So that's...
How long in total would you say was the transition phase?
The transition from the one from the old one to new one, we switched pretty much one day. We said, "Yep, we're gonna go with the new one." Wow. We went with the new one. It's not exact, but there was some cows which we were not able to milk on the new one, so we went another week with the new one and old one at the same time, but just for the few cows. And after a week, we sell the cows which we were not able to milk on the new one to other farms. Since then, we milk only just on the new one.
Walter, from your experience, to me this sounds like a very quick transition. Is that the normal case?
It was not very special. We had some changes or some transitions like this in other farms. Here it was, of course, like Jan mentioned, we had to stop milking on the old parlor and we had to go to the new parlor because the milk tank was the same or is the same. So we did not have the possibility to work on both at the same time. That was one of the things. And what I also would like to tell here was we did training with the people who later should work on the new rotary. So we went to a farm here in Czech Republic where they already milked with the DairyProQ, and we did do trainings with the people so that when we started here, they knew already which work they would have to do on the new rotary. And that makes it much easier because they know already a little bit about, but we as well and the team from Czech Republic, we supported so that the transition, for my opinion, was really good.
Try really to make it a smooth transition. Yeah, and have everybody trained to the new system before they finally start in the new installation. Yeah, important point. So how many stalls do you now have in your new rotary, and how many shifts do you milk?
Our rotary has 50 robots. Every shift milks around 6 hours. After every milking shift, it's cleaning for 1 hour, around 1 hour. Still, we milk 3 times a day.
Sums up to 21 hours a day.
Yeah, it's still a pretty long day.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jan, if you now think back about your wishes and expectations, comparing to really now working in the new setup, in the new parlor, what are your first impressions of the new milking process?
It's smoother than we thought it's gonna be. We had a lot of worries before we started. I mean, the first couple days or week was kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie, but after that, it's just went smoother and smoother, and now it's just run without any major issues, and we are pretty satisfied with the decision we made.
And if you say it was hard, was it mainly for the cows or for the team, for the workers, or who was what was the hardest part?
For everybody, because the cow has to learn, and it actually took them just like 2 milkings to learn how to get on the circle. It's something new for them, so they're all scared. So it took long. It took time, but I don't think it was like major problem. Second time, third time, they just knew what they're doing, and it just was pretty good.
They
after that.
Quickly get into the new routines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but how if you think back of your and your team's daily routine, what's the biggest change, or what has changed, and what was the biggest change really to before?
For people who work on milking, it's way easier. It's way less work for them. So, how many people work here now? It's just 1 person at each shift. We used to do it with 3. So it's a big difference.
And this is going properly. You're completely fine with 1 person.
Yeah.
Okay, you say there's less workload needed. You have a good overview. 1 person can manage the whole process. What other positive changes did you see when it comes to milk quality or health of the cows?
Biggest difference was in the health of the cows, because we had quite problems with mastitis, and the amount of mastitis went dramatically low. It's very, very low. So that's a very, very big health benefit for the cows.
Is this one of the main benefits that you've seen also in other farms?
Yeah, I would say yes, because one of the reasons is the machine does the work every day or every shift the same way. So if people have probably the same education for milking, everybody does make some points a little bit different. So the robot does it every day in the same way as it is done. So that's one of the main things I see when people go from conventional milking to automatic milking.
Yeah, it's really about the routines that have an immediate positive effect on the cow well-being, on the milk quality. Yeah, so if I summarize some of the main benefits you could already recognize right now after that period of time. How long, by the way, have you been milking now in the new setup?
It's a little bit over the year.
Over a year. So really increase in efficiency, 1 key person taking care of the whole operation, improvement in the number of mastitis cases. Cows have become easily used to the new setup. When you talk to your people, when you talk to the team, what makes them get up in the morning and look forward to their job? What influence has the new system on also, the satisfaction of your team?
They work with the modern machines, so everybody was kind of looking forward to see how it works and if it's going to work. So that was the one thing, and another thing, it's less work for them.
Less physical work, and instead of
the work before was very, very physically hard. Yeah. So, and that was one of the reasons why we couldn't find the people for the job.
So people are looking forward to working in a modern and nice and convenient environment. How is the acceptance of, for sure with such a system, you stepped into the digital age. Let's talk a little bit about the digital tools you are using with the system and the data you regularly analyze, of course. So how was the acceptance of your team in case of the topic of digitalization?
The herd managers are pretty young people, so we didn't have much of the problem with the stuff like that. It's a lot of data we can get from the system, so it's sometimes it's hard to find from this amount of data the answers you really looking for. But kind of getting used to it, and it's pretty good.
What are the digital tools you are using on your farm?
For me, I don't use much. I use just an online app in my mobile phone when I get from work and I want to look up how it's going. So for me, it's mostly only couch thing. But for the herd managers, it's a daily topic, and they look at the program and they look on conductivity. So they find cows with risk of mastitis before it's even seen by the people. It's pretty cool.
Pretty handy. So
Yeah.
Jan mentioned it's a high amount of data which is available, of course. So Walter, what would you recommend? Which are the key data to look at first to have a good overview and find the right steps to improve?
Yeah, connectivity is one of the most important things. Then the milk amount per cow per day. So if you see that a cow lost probably 10 or more kilogram in a day, so you get an alarm by the system that there's something wrong with this cow. So if she is on the rotary, we have the expected milk amount. And if she does not reach this setting, we mostly set for 80%. If she doesn't reach it, the system tells you, hey, you have to look for her if there is something wrong with the cow. So it can be that she is probably in heat or that she has some other problems. So they get information, okay, check the cow and go for her for the next milking, or during the milking, you see if she is completely milked or not, or if there are problems.
Perfect overview, and you exactly know
Yes.
what's happening. Also, Jan, if you're sitting in your kitchen in the evening and just watch at it from your mobile. So it's not really that you have the feeling something is missing, you need to be closer to the cows. You get the complete overview right there on your desk and have a good feeling to manage everything also offsite.
That's correct.
Yeah, looking back, I mean, you've been using the system for a year now. You've been through all the process steps, Walter, and I'm sure larger team guided and supported you as good as possible. What advice would you give to other farmers who were considering an automated rotary system? What are your key learnings and the advice you would give?
The main issue is that it works, that it actually works. That's the point, and that's what we're happy that we figured it out, that it's going to be really handy and working without any major issues. So that's what we're happy about. I was very scared about the automatic system because there is a lot of things that can go wrong, but so far we didn't find any major things that would make us trouble. So
and looking back, how would you evaluate the support given to you by your dealer and by the setup team? How did that work to get everything going, and of course through the whole first year?
So during the construction, we were in touch pretty much all the time. It was meeting in the farm at every 2 weeks, and we were going through every step with the dealers, and it worked pretty smooth. And installation was very quick. It was way quicker than actually was planned. One thing that the construction company was quicker than we thought. Everything was ready at the time. So it was very smooth. Even there was some issues during the construction, so that was fine. During the first year, the service works pretty good. We're planning ahead the service periods. A couple of weeks before the service goes on the rotary, it's planned, and there's never problem with that. Never problem with any spare parts or anything. So we're doing pretty good. Regular service goes in packages, which go every 4 months. So we established a date when we have a time and people to actually help our dealer with the service. If it's some regular problems with the robots, a lot of things we can manage by our technicians. So you just need a laptop or a screwdriver, nothing major. So we can repair a lot of small things by our technician, and If it's something bigger on the robot, the dealer can show up here in a couple of hours. And benefit of our rotary is that we have 5 extra robots, so we can actually milk all the cows without the problems, even with a few robots broken.
One of the good things what Jan mentioned, he has some guys here on the farm. They have experience and good knowledge, and they are close to technicians from the dealer. So if there are some problems, they don't know what to do exactly. They are on phone and they get information. Hey, do this or do that. And like Jan mentioned, if it is a bigger problem, then the technician can be here in, I would say, less than an hour or 1.5 hours.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing to know.
Sounds really great. Yeah, Walter, I mean, if you look back at this project from your perspective, what stays in your mind? What were the biggest success factors? What would you say, looking back from the start to where we are now?
I would say the whole team spirit. So it was a team spirit out of people from the farm, people here from Czech Republic, from our region and countries, as well people from the dealership, and of course a little bit from our side. So for my opinion, it's very, very important to get a good team spirit. And that's here absolutely. And I would say we wouldn't have been here today after a year if the team spirit would have been bad.
That's for sure the most important thing, that people trust each other and all work for the same goal and same direction. That's a nice summary. Thank you, Walter. Yeah, and Jan, now looking into the future, what are your next steps? Inspired by where you're now, what are you aiming for in the next development step of your farm?
Yeah, keep everything going, and I hope it's gonna work for at least 15 years without the big problems. And the farm is pretty new, so we don't want to change much in the next few years. So it's working pretty smooth.
Perfect. Yeah, I would say that's a wonderful last sentence. So I'd really like to thank you very much for giving us these insight, letting us know how your experiences were, and also Walter, how you supported the whole project. So thank you to both of you. I wish you good success, yes, for the next 15 or 16 years, as you said. And thanks a lot to the audience, and see you soon again.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Follow us on our social media platforms to stay updated, and subscribe to our podcast so you won't miss any future episodes. If you have questions, suggestions, or even ideas for future topics, feel free to reach out. Join us soon for another exciting episode as we continue to explore the world of farming and the people behind it. Until then, keep farming and growing.